I was going to play some games in my old PC. I started it, and there were some ants coming out of the keyboard. So I just disassembled it, and there were many more ants and ant eggs and many things. So I had to clean it, and many ants were dead in the process. So for some sort of reason, I thought that it would be great to make a game out of that. And I actually thought that it would only take me about 2 days to make an FPS, and I even made a schedule to make it. I have read that I could make all the play modes in 2 hours, which actually took me about I don't know something like 4 hours to make, and I thought that I could finish the shooting in 20 minutes. Actually, it took me the longest, and about 4 hours or 5 hours were wasted in that. Especially because I have never made a FPS game before, and I had to watch a lot of videos, and I had tried many methods to do that. But the most stupidest thing was that I thought I could make the enemies in 5 hours, I guess, or something like that. But I guess they took me more than that. Even the estate machine itself was took me more than 3 hours, I guess. For some sort of a reason, I say I guess a lot. I do not know why. Well, back to the topic. I had somehow made the player movements correctly, and I actually thought of making a TPS game at first, but later I decided to make it a FPS because it was easier to shoot with the gun that way. Because the gun can be seen in the camera, and I do not have to do that much of a work if that was correct. But if it was a close combat game, it would have been easier to make a TPS game, I think. Then I went on to making the gun being able to shoot, added another gun, made some enemies, added the state machines, and add player health, add a thing called stick meter which shows how far the nearest enemies, and that was the basic part of the game. Then I started making some levels. I downloaded some assets from Kenny.nl and started making small buildings with modular assets. In the planning phase of the game, I really thought that it would only take me about 2 hours to add some models to the game and some sound effects and all those sort of things. But it took me the longest in all the things that I had to do in the game. I had to scroll through many websites like itch.io and OpenGameArt to find the correct asset for the game. I am not good at 3D modeling, making sound effect or anything like that. Only good at programming. Actually, not even good at that. I am not even that good at programming. This is the only thing that I can do related to game development. So I am obviously not good at 3D modeling and drawing. So I had to download some assets from internet, from places like itch.io and kenny.nl. I At first I thought that it would only take me about 2 hours to download them and to put them in my game, but in reality it took me 2 weeks to find the correct one and to put them in the game. I had to try various assets to find which one suits the game best, as my game idea wasn't actually that original, but still I had many different a very unique idea when it comes to finding the enemy, and I don't know, I am not very creative, so I didn't know how to edit those sound effects and 3D modeling, so I had to find the best one for the game. So it took me 2 weeks. I started this project on the start of my holidays, which lasted for about 1.5 months. At the start, I thought that it would only take me 2 days, as I said before, but in reality, it took me the entire holidays and even some more days to complete it. And at the end of the days, I was completely fed up with this project, and I needed to finish this. And I have made the player, added the assets to the game, made the shooting possible, made the enemy with 3 states which and made 10 houses, which thought of making them as levels for the game. And at the end, I deleted the health system for the player, the 10 houses and some states from the enemy, because they weren't actually necessary and only making the game complicated. And they were lagging a lot even when I was playing them in the computer. Since I thought of making this game into a very small one, I had to make it into a web game. So now that it even lags on the computer, it obviously had to be less complicated in order to be played on the browser. So I had to remove something unnecessary things on the game. That's why I had to remove the 10 buildings and the big environment I had thought of putting in there, and some enemy states. At the end, I just made the enemy spawn randomly on different parts of the map, with about 10 enemies spawning at the same time with an egg in their middle, and that was the end of everything. And I quickly made some tutorial page with the same theme as the game, the color theme as the game, and made some quick description without even any photos. I will add photos later. And I am right now making this video about how that game actually went to a trash bin, because it actually did, because I at the end I didn't take it seriously and just ended it there. uh, if you watch this video, thank you, and this is the end.